They told you it was suicide on a Tuesday in a federal facility with no cameras.
Yeah. Let me paint a picture with a permanent marker. Island in the Caribbean, no public charter. Little St. James, they called it Little St. Terra. Private airstrip documented in the flight recorder. Names on the manifest read like a Forbes ledger. Politicians, royalty, every powerful stakeholder. Federal protection wrapped around the whole perimeter. Decades of immunity functioning like a government barrier. Recruited from the shopping malls and the poverty sector. Victimized the vulnerable, then silenced every reporter. Maxwell playing coordinator and procurer. Compartmentalized evil running like a corporation.
They buried the files on a quiet afternoon. Powerful men dancing while the victims filled the room. Cameras went dark at exactly the right moment. Somebody made a call and somebody stayed silent. They buried the files on a quiet afternoon. Powerful men
smiling underneath a different moon. 17 years minimum, institutional protection. 2008 plea deal, sweetheart configuration. Acosta signed it, called it above his classification. Victim's testimony sealed from public observation. Reconnected with intelligence after investigation. Where's the connection funding the entire operation? Properties in Manhattan, Paris, New Mexico location. Underground facilities, parking speculation. Court documents unsealed, revealing participant annotation. 300 pages, dropping like a detonation. Names redacted faster than congressional confirmation. Somebody powerful terrified of public examination. August 10th, 2019, listen carefully. Highest security, prison watch continuously. Cellmate conveniently transferred, denied previously. Guards asleep simultaneously and mysteriously. Cameras malfunction precisely and suspiciously. Medical examiner initially ruled inconsistently. Doctor Baden independently concluded differently. Ligature marks inconsistent with hanging physically. Broken hired bones statistically uncommon individually. 4 people knew his testimony could encourage permanently. 4 people sleeping while history erased itself quietly. And everybody moved on remarkably efficiently.
sealed documents, 1,000 pages dormant. Victims waited 30 years for one court moment. 2024 release names flooding the morning. Politicians scrambling, publicists performing.
Some names familiar from your television cabinet. Some names familiar from your diplomatic establishment. Donation returned suspiciously and transparently. Nobody indicted beyond the original defendant.
Maxwell convicted, sentence serving currently.
Clients walking freely with continued immunity.
The system protecting the system, protecting the system, protecting a snake consuming itself from the tail recursively.
The victims had names:
Virginia Juffer,
Maria Farmer.
Annie Farmer.
They testified
They were ignored.
for decades. Static. This ain't conspiracy.
This is documented testimony.
This ain't theory.
This is federal court chronology.
This ain't speculation. This is victim corroboration.
This ain't fiction.
This is unsealed documentation. Powerful men rely on your short attention duration.
Rely on your distraction.
Your algorithm saturation.
Rely on the news cycle.
Burying every revelation.
Rely on your exhaustion.
And you learn resignation. But the fly logs existed. The island was physical. The victims were real people. The damage was medical. The cover was institutional. The silence was reciprocal. And everybody involved is still breathing and comfortable.
Say their names.
Believe the victims.
The files exist.
Click, 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 static.
Silence.